Hello friends, welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to see how we can create a Git repository. Before that one, I would like to stress on few points. First point is all Git commands starts with Git. So whenever we execute any Git related commands, the command starts with Git. Even if you see in our previous lecture, while configuring our username and email ID, our command starts with Git. That is git config ---- global, right? Next, you should introduce yourself to Git. This is we have already done. If you don't introduce yourself to Git while pushing your changes, you may face some trouble, or else it won't track your real name. It may give some random name. If you have some random names in your commits, then we don't know who has done those changes. Next, Git works with repositories. So whenever we want to work with Git, we should create repositories. Without repositories, we cannot track our changes. Next, most of the Git commands should run inside a Git repository. So few commands may work without Git repositories, like git config commands, but most of the commands you should run inside Git repository. So these are the points you should remember while working with the Git. Now we are going to create a repository. There are two ways to create a repository, but we'll create a repository on our laptop first, then we'll see how it works in the later point of time. Now let's go and create a repository. Okay, this is my PC. I'm going inside to my C drive. Under C drive, I'm going to a folder called projects. Okay, so here I'm going to create a new directory. So let's go and create a new folder. Okay, this folder name I'm giving it as a demo repo. Okay, and go inside to demo repo. So this is my demo repository, and if I see the path, C drive, projects and demo repo is there. Now I would like to go here and initialize this as a repository. So to do that one, I can open my git bash and come over here, or else I can directly open my git bash over here. I will show you the two ways. So first thing is, if I open here and if I go to git bash here, once you installed git in your windows, you can see this kind of option. So just click on this one. Now you can see your Velox user pwd, nothing but present working directory. You are under /projects demo repo. Okay, same location you are, right? Other way is, you have your git bash on your desktop, right? So this is our git bash. If I double click to open, and if I go to C drive, okay, now you can see you are under C drive. From C drive, then projects, right? Then git repo, sorry, demo repo. So this is how you can go. And if you observe, these all are Linux commands. If you install git bash, you can execute your Linux commands on Windows as well. So most of the Linux commands works on your Windows once you install git bash. But usually what we do is, we go to the our respective directory and we'll open git bash over here like this. Okay. So now I have opened my git bash over here. Now I would like to initialize this git repo directory as a repository. For that, we need to execute a command called git init dot nothing but current location, treat it as a git repository. Now what is my current location? pwd, I am under demo repo, and git init dot. Once I give enter, you can see the changes over here. My repository has been initialized, and you can see there is one .git directory has been created. So whenever you see .git directory in your folder, it means that that is a Git repository. Now this demo repo became a Git repository. If I go outside and if I click on any other one, okay, like workspace, if I check, this is not Git repository. Why? Because there is no .git. So whenever you have .git, it means that it is a Git repository, right? So demo repo, let it be. So once you initialized your repository, you are ready to create files, and those files are getting tracked. So whatever files or directories you create inside demo repo, only those files and directories are tracked from now. Now to test this one, I am going to create a file. Now you can create a file from Windows or else from here. If you are creating from your Git bash, you should familiar with the Linux commands. If you are not that much comfortable, you can create files from here. Okay, now if I do ls over here, you can see it is not showing the .git directory. Why? Because in Linux, if you want to see hidden files, you should execute ls minus a. A stands for it is going to display the hidden files. So whatever files are created with the dot in Linux, it treat it as a hidden files. And this dot dot and dot is a like working directory and parent directory. Now I'm going to create a file. I will create from our git bash as well as from our windows. First let me create with git bash. For that I can use the cat greater than command and file1 I am giving. So file1 and this is line 1. This is line 2. Okay, is missing. Let it be and save it. That's it. Now you can see a file has been created over here, that is file1. And if I do ls, you can see file1, and this hidden file it won't display until we give -a command, but whenever we need we can use that one. Now I'm going to create a file from here. I'm going to create a new text document. I'm going to name it as a file2. Okay, so file2 I have created, and in file2 I haven't created any content. So if I do ls, you can see file1 and file2. File2 have the extension of txt because that is the text document. And if I open the file2, there is no content at all, right? So it is empty. If I open file1, you can see some content is there. I can keep some content over here. Open. This is file2 and save this file and close it off. And if I go here, cat file2.txt, you can see the content. This is file2. This is how you can add files to your repository either from git bash or else from your Windows system, right? That's all for this lecture. In next lecture, we are going to see how we can track these changes. Thanks for watching. See you there.